What's going on, guys? Just wanted to do a walk around of my truck. It's a 2017 Tacoma SR5, which basically means I don't have a locker or any of the fun stuff, but we can't all be ballers, you know, so someday. But just wanted to kind of show you what I use the truck for. I'll put a couple of clips in the video and you can kind of see what I use it to do. It's been on a couple of really challenging trails, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not out here to beat the living crap out of my truck. I'll show you the big mark I got from the other side from doing that already. But I do enjoy going on those crazy types of trails, but when I'm with my dogs and my friends and we're solo, I really do just kind of enjoy hitting the back roads, you know, nothing wrong with that. So this is a suspension lift that was really affordable. I think I spent like $600, maybe $700 on everything, and it will definitely get the job done. I've been stuck once, and that was on Miller Jeep Trail here in Gorman. Actually it's in Fraser Park. But I had to get winched out and took some body damage on that trail. So typically, if you are gonna go for a crazy black diamond, you would want something a little bit more, you know, a better kit than this. But this will get you out here and let's get the job done. So let's go ahead and take a look at the front end. First of all, 33 by 12.5 inch tires. These are the best tires I've ever had. They're Milestone Patagonias. They have been insane. They grip on everything. Wore down kind of quick, but here in SoCal we do have lots of rocks along with sand and dirt, and that does eat them up quite a bit. So the best tire I've had, I've wheeled the crap out of them for about a year and a half now, and they still have a decent amount of life left. You do have to rotate them often, because if not, you're gonna blow them out. As far as the wheels go, I have some Icon 17s. Can't really complain about them. I mean, you don't really do reviews on rims, but they look great and they've held up. You know, you can't complain with that. A couple scratches, but that's something that everyone's gonna get when you got black aluminum rims, right? Underneath we have the original control arms. So I'm gonna get maybe some Dirt Kings, or you know, I'd like to get the Total Chaos ones, but that takes a big chunk of money out of your wallet. But I got the Ironman. You can tell by the signature green coils in the front, along with some Bilstein 15100s. And that's pretty much it for the front end. It's nothing too crazy, just I guess just 2 items, and it's gotten me enough height. I still rub kind of. Hopefully the aftermarket control arms will help that. But as of right now, it's doing what it needs to do. You know, I have to push the mud flaps out of the way every once in a while, or actually see the trim. But you know, probably just gonna cut them and zip tie them in a different place. It's the first time we came out here to test the lift kit. So ultimately, all that is extra in the back is just a Bilstein 5100, the same as the front, and then we have the Icon add-a-leaf. So I think it was a 3-leaf add-a-leaf, if I'm not mistaken. I kept my overload spring off, although a lot of people do keep them on to get that extra ½ inch of lift. It said not to put it in, and I was getting so frustrated putting these in, guys. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna slap them together, and if I want to put the overload back in, I can do it eventually. But overall, it flexes great. I have no problems with it. You know, we've been out here today and I haven't had any problem with, you know, besides rubbing, because it flexes more now. It's gotten me out of everything that we've tried today, so we have no issues as far as clearance wise now. Over on this side, I'll show you my little nick. This was maybe 6 or 7 months ago. I should probably get that taken care of. But get sliders. Everyone says rock sliders are the first for a reason. If I would have had rock sliders, guys, that whole thing would have been avoided, and I would have saved myself a good, it's going to cost about $1,500, I'm assuming, to get this fixed. So ultimately the goal is going to be try to pop it out if I can, and just do a big thing of rhino liner or some sort of black paint. It's not going to look perfect underneath it, but I mean, I'm using it to off-road. You know, it sucked when it happened. I was pretty pissed. But at 5 minutes later, I'm like, hey, we're out here to wheel. You know, if you're out here without sliders and with the correct protection, something is bound to happen. So do your precautions. Sliders really should be the first thing on a truck. It looks stupid, it looks silly when you see a stock truck. Let's edit this all out.
Edit it out.
Yeah.
But we'll fix it in post.
Exactly. What was I saying? Yeah, so it looks funny when you see sliders on a stock truck, but ultimately that's the first modification you should do. Over in the front, we have our headlights, which you can off, from our battery. Rookie mistake. And we have our Amazon front bumper with our Harbor Freight what is it, a 9,000 pound winch. So I would like to go a little bit higher than that, but budget wise, that's kind of the best I can do. The bumper was like $300 on Amazon, shipped to me. It got a little rusted, you know, that you can tell that they kind of took some shortcuts around the paint. But for $300, you got a steel low profile bumper where you can mount a winch. So everything on this truck has been kind of done on the cheap. I have 2 little girls, and I like to give them what they need, obviously, right? So I wish I could just sink a bunch of money into my Tacoma. Unfortunately, that's a little bit out of the game plan as of right now. But this is just a budget build, and I wanted you guys to kind of see ultimately what the tires, $1,000, the rims, say about 14, 15. So what is that, 25 plus a lift kit? You're gonna look at right around 3,000, somewhere around there. Hope my wife isn't watching this. just to get it to kind of have this stance, but that's unless you find used stuff. You can find used tires, you know, used rims and stuff like that, which I would recommend doing. But yeah, for the suspension, for this, you're looking maybe somewhere around 6 to 7 at the door, and you know, I hope it gets people to get out here. You know, I've seen a lot of people trying to run King. Nothing against King, because they do really make some of the best shocks and components right now. I have buddies who pre-run their Rangers going, you know, 80 miles an hour over whoops, and those are some insane shocks. But with my Tacoma, it's a 4-wheel drive. I'm not really doing the same thing they're doing. So it's nice to have the best stuff. You don't really necessarily need it. You know, go out there and have some fun. I stock mob this for such a long time. You know, I've had just 32-inch tires with no suspension lift on it for forever now. And then you know what? 5100s in the front on the not the 5th setting, the 4th. That will give you enough lift to really have some fun, and you can still get out here and articulate decently. But since I put that add a leaf on and that new coil, it's been a game changer, guys. I hope that you just take that for what it is. You know, it's good stuff.
All right, guys, that about wraps it up. Thanks so much for tuning in and checking out the truck. Just since then, I have installed sliders. I think that's my only mod that I've done, and they are welded to the frame. That was a big one. Took some commitment, but I'm stoked that happened, so that way I don't damage the rest of my truck, you know. On top of that, I'm going to be putting a couple little shots of the truck articulating here. This was the same day a few months ago that I actually took this video, so I hope you guys enjoy, and yeah, I'll be starting to add a lot more footage here shortly, so thanks so much for tuning in as always.